Okay, trying something a bit new here. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around with me. So I haven't been able to watch a movie for the past couple of weeks. Things have been really busy with the holidays and everything. And since it's the end of the year, I figured why not do a full year in review of everything I've watched, not just movies, but also shows. And there's also a couple of movies in here that I didn't review on the channel, and just kind of put them in a general order here to see what would be a great recommendation, what to stay away from, what's good, what's bad, what is flawed, things like that. So I took everything that I saw. We have about 62 different things, so that's a lot. And we're just going to go through them all in no particular order. So let's get started then, shall we? This is probably going to take a while because I'm going to talk about each one, what I thought about them, general synopsis, and work from there. Okay, so first up we have Red Rooms. I really like this one in particular. I did review it. I didn't remember reviewing it, but I did like it, and I actually rewatched it recently, and it just holds up so well as a character study and a great psychological thriller of just going into obsession and how bad some people will go. I'm not going to say that it's like really good, it's a must watch or anything, but this is very solid. It's like I heard someone describe it as Anatomy of a Fall, but in French Canada, and that is very true. So yeah, this is a French film, and it's about a woman who is obsessed with this online murder trial, well, in-person murder trial of a dude who killed a few girls and recorded them to sell on dark web Red Rooms, and just follows her obsession through it and how she interacts with other people, and going from there. It's really good, really intriguing. Just know that it is a character study. Okay, next up we have VHS Halloween, the latest VHS entry, and this one had some issues. I liked about half of the videos in it, the segments in it. Not all of them were that great, and a couple of them really pissed me off, but I think if you're a VHS fan, I think it's fine. It's just a collection of segments that all have to do with Halloween, hence the name. These are both available on Shudder, by the way, if you haven't seen them. So yeah, that's gonna go in the okay file. Oh yeah, I didn't go over these. We have must watch, which means, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Great, meaning a fantastic film. Not something you absolutely have to watch, or maybe it's a little too niche. Okay, it's just, it's fine. Nothing really to say about it. Needs work, meaning that there are some very obvious issues that are stopping it from being great. Bad is bad. Total trash fire is there's no saving it whatsoever. Don't watch. It's not even fun. So then, moving on, next we have Good Boy, which is also available on Shudder, I think now. This one, I was really hyped for it. I thought it was a lot of fun just to go through the idea of training a dog to not only be an actor, but be in a horror movie is very interesting, and I like the idea. I like a lot of the ideas that the film had going for it. It is about a man who brings a dog to his late grandfather's cabin, and seems to be starting to be haunted by some shadowy figure that the dog can see. So it's a really cool metaphor. I really like it. Indy doesn't die, so go watch it. I'm gonna put that in great. I really like what it did. I'm not gonna say it's a fantastic film, like it's not a must watch or anything, but it's extremely solid and very fun and creative. Ooh, then we have our first stinker. Until Dawn, the video game movie that is not based on the video game for whatever reason. I don't even know what the filmmakers were trying to do with that one. It's I mean, it's going in the bad. I'm not going to say it's a total trash fire because there are some instances in the film that do work. There's this really cool found footage segment that is over way too quickly, but was very interesting. But the overall story and execution is just not good. It is not up to snuff with anything, not even the games. Like, if the games had this plot, it would be terrible. This one is about a bunch of friends looking for one central friend's sister who went missing, end up in this lodge of like a mining town, and then they get stuck in a time loop where they have to survive until dawn, and it's just not interesting or cool in the slightest. It is a great concept that really could have worked, and for whatever reason it just does not. So no, it's bad. Don't even watch it. It's not even a fun bad, it's just bad. Ugh. Next up we have Weapons, which is a lot of people's sleeper hit for this year. And yeah, that's immediately going into great. Weapons was fantastic. I've been referencing it ever since. I've done the Weapons run in Fursuit, which was very funny. And I'm looking forward to the potential Gladys movie prequel. That should be fun. Weapons is an interesting film by Zach Kreger, the same guy who did Barbarian, who's also doing the next Resident Evil movie for whatever reason. But it's about an entire group of elementary school kids in a class go missing, except for one. And it just follows a whole bunch of different POVs, from their teacher to one of the kids' parents, all over the place. And it's fun, not really scary. The mystery is a little out there. But everything in it's very funny. It has a lot of small little details that are just a lot of fun. I think it's a good time regardless. And yeah, Gladys is a horror icon at this point. So cool. Moving on, we have Getaway. Oh my God, Getaway. I was kind of looking forward to this. I remember I watched it in, I believe, January this year, not last year. And I was kind of excited because it was Nick Frost writing and directing, about him and his family going on a getaway trip to like this Swedish island, and there was potential for some interesting things where maybe the group were trying to kill them or scare them off or something, and it's bad. That is our first trash fire of this video. The Getaway is terrible. It's full of horrible decisions, stony acting, and it's just not a good time overall. So many people in there, so many actors do a good job, and the gore is interesting when it finally shows up, but it is no fun whatsoever. It takes forever to get anywhere. Everyone does so many stupid decisions, and it's just not a good time. It takes way too long to get to the fun, and the fun is meh. So avoid it. It is on Shudder. I don't recommend it. Next up, we have Fantastic Four, which I also reviewed. I think I reviewed all of these so far. Fantastic Four was pretty good. I did like it. It does have some issues. The acting is incredibly solid. This is a fantastic cast, pun intended there. But there's so many things just holding it back, kind of, for being really, really great. I love the world. I'm annoyed we didn't get to explore a little bit more of it. Some characters clearly were meant to have a bigger role, but they don't. I'm glad it's not an origin story, and I do like how it's a new direction for Marvel to go. Makes me excited for Doomsday next year, so we shall definitely see. Fantastic Four First Steps is about Fantastic Four in an alternate universe, Marvel Earth, where they have to stop Galactus from arriving and eating the planet. Well, there are other subplots there too, like the Invisible Woman's pregnant. It's fun. Let's see. I'm hesitating because like the more I really enjoyed it in theaters when I saw it in theaters, but thinking back on it, I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. It's a good time. I'm gonna put it as okay for now. I might get killed in the comments about it, but whatever. It's fun. Ooh. Next up, we have Wake Up Dead Man on Netflix, which is the latest movie I reviewed, I believe. The Benoit Balls Blanc mystery, which I thought was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's definitely not as good as Glass Onion or the first Knives Out, but it's extremely solid. I think it's a very, very good time, especially if you like mysteries, which who doesn't? And it's a modern one, even though it really doesn't feel like it's modern because of the setting. It still takes place and everything. I still remember seeing that and going, oh wow, Mila Kunis is old now. I feel so bad for thinking that. But hey, what can you do? Okay, next up we have a film I didn't review, Best Wishes to All, which is a Japanese film. I didn't review it. I watched it on Shudder, so if you want to check it out, it's on Shudder. I didn't review it because I didn't really know what to make of it. It was a very, very strange story that had a lot of metaphor and a lot of history behind it, and I just don't think it really works if you don't understand the history. And I had to actually go and look it all up afterwards, because this is very much for Japanese audiences and Japanese culture, and I think for the most part it does work. There's a lot of interesting bits to it, but as a film, I really thought it was kind of boring, even when there were surprising bits showing up. You have the character interacting with crazy people. It's very strange. Best Wishes to All focuses on a girl who's coming home to her rural family. I believe it's her grandma and grandpa, and she wants to find out why everyone is so happy all the time, and discovers that it's based on the suffering of others, kind of. It's a very strange story where she finds this man being tortured in their attic, and that's somehow causing everyone to be happy. And it just went over my head when I watched it. I'm just going like, what the hell is this? This isn't making any sense. And then that's when I started looking it up and going into a bunch of the metaphors of Japanese culture, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is a message on how youth and elder people work in Japanese homes. Okay. I'm not going to pretend to fully understand it. I think it's kind of interesting. I did think it was a little boring. I think it's okay. So I'm going to put it at okay here. Next up, we have another one I didn't review, also on Shudder, called Freyawaka, which I believe is Irish, if I'm remembering this correctly. I watched it months ago, and I remember some scenes from it, but not a lot. From what I can tell, it's this gay woman who takes a job caring for an elderly lady in a rural village, and something about fairies or elves, and they're trying to steal people away. And I think it just needs work. It was interesting based on everything I'm just remembering about it. It was very interesting and kind of concerning to have these people who might be normal people, but they might also be fairies or magical beings that are just kind of around. There's a lot of sense of like stealing people away, taking others in your life for granted, things like that. And it's an interesting idea. I think it was a little flawed here. I think maybe if it had a bit more gore, or if the story was a bit more not abstract, but a little more obvious, I would have preferred it that way. I think it's okay otherwise, but it definitely needs some work to be something greater. So let's continue. Moving on, we have The Ugly Stepsister, another Shudder movie, which, hey, actually just got an English dub. So if you're someone who doesn't like reading subtitles, then hey, this is now out for you. This is a horror comedy that focuses on the Cinderella mythos, but from the perspective of one of the stepsisters. And it's all about women's place, not only in like Victorian era time, but also just in general, how some people have to sleep their way to the top, how beauty is very important to others. It's interesting. It does have some gross out moments. I kind of wish it had more, because it does label itself as a body horror, and there's certainly some scenes that fit that. Like the tapeworm scene is one of them, but it doesn't fully live up to it, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna put it in okay. I think it's still very good. In fact, I'm actually gonna move it up. I'm gonna move VHS back. I think it's very much up there. So I say definitely check it out if you're curious. It's still very good and very well done. I just wish it had a little bit more to it, if that makes sense. Ooh, and now we have our first TV show, which I technically haven't finished because as of recording, the finale isn't out yet, but I already have opinions on it. But so we have Stranger Things season 5, and oh boy, this is a very, very rough season. I do like Stranger Things. I'm a fan of Stranger Things. I think season 2 is probably the best one outside of the first. There's no beating the first season, but whichever one had like the meat people turning into the Mind Flayer, that was great. I did like the last season a lot, and I'm not gonna say I dislike where this current season is going. I will say that the dialogue is incredibly clunky. It is not well written in the slightest, which is definitely a problem. If you know anything about the dialogue in Stranger Things, but this is bad. If I have to watch another character get a eureka moment and then make a design out of household items to illustrate their point, I am gonna smack a bitch. It's such an overused trope, and they've used it like 4 or 5 times in this season alone. It's so annoying. The only issue I have with Stranger Things, well, the biggest issue I have with Stranger Things, is that this is a fantastic cast. It is huge. I love these characters. I think they're all a lot of fun. Why do they keep getting split up? They split them up into like 3, 4, sometimes even 5 smaller groups, and it's such a pain in the ass. I absolutely hate it. Stop doing that. Whoever you are, the showrunners, the Duffer Brothers, stop it. I don't like it. Stop it. Anyway, I mean, I'm sure I might, if I see the finale, I'll update this when I'm editing. Otherwise, it's fine. It definitely needs some work. It is a very, very clunky season. The story is good. The plot beats and everything is great. Really like where all that's going. But dialogue and just characters, oh my god, it's so frustrating. It needs a lot of work. So I'll put that ahead of Freya Waka. Okay, up next we have 28 Years Later. This was a sleeper hit for me. I really liked this one. I know some people didn't, and I know there's a discourse around it, but I think it is incredibly solid. I cried in the theater with some points. I think it does a really, really good job of messing with expectations. So much so that I'm actually going to throw it as a must-watch. This was a sleeper hit for me, and I absolutely loved it. I think it was a great film, and I'm really excited for the Bone Temple, which is a terrible pun, which I believe is going to be exactly the pun I think it is. But who knows? We shall see. Definitely give this one a watch if you haven't. I think it's incredibly solid. Just don't go in expecting a lot of hyper violence. This is more an introspection and is also a character study. It's just a really good one. So as long as you go in understanding that, I think you'll have a good time. All right, moving on. We have Pabrik Gula, or Sugar Mill. I reviewed this as well. I thought it was just okay. I'm actually going to put that above Best Wishes to All. I think it was fine. It was interesting. It's very much diet horror. There are some bits that need to be explained more, but I do appreciate the look into Indonesian folklore and mythos and ghost stories in general. And a lot of the practical effects in this are just so much fun. So definitely give Pabrik Gula a watch, especially if you're not really into that much horror at all. It's very solid, even if the plot does kind of get a bit off. It's about a group of people, a group of workers who go to a supposedly haunted sugar mill and start to realize that, oh, maybe it actually is haunted and there's ghosts and other things going on. It's a good mystery as well too, so give that a watch. Okay, that's also on Shudder. And up next we have another Shudder one, Monster Island, or the Orang Ikan. And I like it. I did like it, and this movie actually holds a very special place in my heart because it introduced me to now my friend Alan Maxon, who's the guy in the fish monster outfit here. So this is him. I actually sat down and did a whole hour-long interview with him a little while ago, and it was just really fun talking about not only this movie but his movies and where he stands. So Monster Island definitely holds a special place in my heart because of that, even though it really needs work. It's a decent movie, and it's really impressive to have not only these practical effects, but a practical fishman suit. I'll throw up a picture of Alan Maxon again in it. I have so many of him in this suit, but it's so cool, and it just looks so interesting with the moving mouth and the fins and everything. But unfortunately, the movie doesn't really know what it wants to do. It follows World War II POWs that kind of wash up on shore and have to work together, and it's very strange because it kind of starts meandering for a good like half hour. Halfway through the film, the characters get separated and they just kind of wander around for a while. At the end, there is this really cool fight scene, but it's not shot very well, so it's kind of frustrating because you don't really actually get to see anything. But the moments that you do see that are on screen are really good. It just needs a little bit of work and a little better cinematography, and I feel like it probably would have gone up to great. It just needed a bit more. Speaking of Alan Maxon, we actually have his movie. I'm going to count this. I didn't actually review it, but I watched it for the interview I had with him, and I thought it was pretty good, all things considered. The only thing holding it back really was the budget, because it was crowdfunded. The budget was incredibly small. So they had some very cool, intricate costumes and alien makeup and puppets that are pretty fun. And the story is pretty solid. I especially like the ending, which I really wasn't expecting. I think this is a lot of fun if you can get into it. If you just kind of lose yourself in it, you know it's going to be low budget. So yeah, don't judge the film based on its budget, but based on its merits. And frankly, I think it's pretty solid. Clearly there's a lot that Maxon wanted to shoot with this more, and he even talks about it in the interview, but he just didn't have enough money, which is always a problem with movies. They cost so much money. So I'm actually going to put it right behind Ugly Stepsister. I really liked it, and it does hold a place in my heart, even though it could be so much more. It just needed the money. That's all it needed. So maybe we'll see more in that universe. I really hope so. Okay. And then next up, following Aliens. Oh my God, Lilo and Stitch. Oh God, Lilo and Stitch. Why? I went into a lot about it in my review. And oh God, it's so frustrating. I love Lilo and Stitch. I grew up on the animated one. I watched the series in its entirety. I watched all of the side movies that he did. Leroy and Stitch, Stitch Has a Glitch, things like that. Those were fun. This movie is bad. There are so many design choices that don't work and story beats that also don't work. And while some ideas make sense and are interesting to talk about, like the idea of Nani possibly not being the best guardian for Lilo and also wanting to look into her wants and needs for her future, is an interesting case. There's an interesting conversation to have here, but this movie just is so obsessed with copying the first one that it can't follow through. So I'm not going to say it's a total trash fire. It's definitely bad. Like, it is not good whatsoever. Stitch also looks weird. His head looks like a blue onion for some reason. What is that weird hair thing at the top of his head? I don't know. I can't stand it. And somehow it made so much money that they're going to get another one, and they immediately restarted the live action Disney movies, which, oh my God, I hate so much, but whatever, it exists. Don't watch it. It's not worth it. Just watch the original. It's so good. And the TV shows and the anime. There's a lot of Stitch stuff out there. There's something better. Next up, we have another show, Smiling Friends Season 3. And I really liked this season. I thought it was short. I'm getting really annoyed with these seasons that are only 8 episodes, each one 11 to 15 minutes. And it's so bizarre when we're getting all of these other shows that are longer. Like The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball just released 20 11 to 15 minute episodes. So come on, why can't we have that? But yeah, no, Smiling Friends is a must watch. If you don't vibe with the humor, I don't know what to tell you. It's smart, it's funny, it's incredibly well voice acted, and there are just so many surprises in each episode. It's completely worth it. So I can understand maybe some people not getting into the humor. It does kind of have that haha so random type of humor, but I feel like there's a little bit more to it, and a lot of the nuance and a lot of the one-liners are just so funny. I quote it daily, and I even gaslit a couple of my friends into believing that Bill Nye died in a hot air balloon accident, which I don't know how I did that, but somehow they believed me. Oh my God. Sorry if you're just finding that out now. No, I totally gaslit you guys. I don't know what to tell you. That's on you, not on me. But anyway, it's a definite must watch. Smiling Friends is a lot of fun. There's a lot of good to be had with it. All right, next up we have, oh God, another live action remake, How to Train Your Dragon. I was so scared for this movie because I was scared that it was going to be like Lilo and Stitch. And in a way, it kind of was like Lilo and Stitch, where it was essentially just the first movie again. It's just the original movie, but now it's live action, a different art style. They kept almost the exact same script. It's bizarre. Somehow it works. I'm not going to say it works very well. It is a good movie, but it feels so weird to just be watching this and seeing a lot of iconic scenes that were done perfectly already. So it's like, why would I bother? It's a good movie, and it's the exact same story. Yeah, a Viking named Hiccup finds a dragon called a Night Fury, names him Toothless, they make a bond, yada, 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 yada. You know the drill. It's an incredibly famous film. I remember reading the books back in elementary school. I read them in like first grade. They're very different from the movie, if I remember. But this one, it was just okay. Apparently, it's also getting a sequel, which is bizarre. I'm like, just give us more animated. You're already doing all these other animated films, and these films were amazing. The TV shows were good too. I think I only watched one, but it was still good. I don't know. I say give it a watch if you're curious. I don't see why it would replace the animated one, though. So if you gave me a choice, just watch the animated one. This is still solid, though. Probably because it's the exact same script. But anyway, moving on. Predator, Killer of Killers on Hulu. Now, I didn't actually review this, but I did watch it. And oh my god, it is amazing. It is so good. Like, honestly, yeah, I'm gonna put that as a must watch. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was incredibly interesting, and just seeing how it works. This is an anthology film following 3 different characters that all interact with different Yautjas or predators, and then also tying them all together at the end. It's so cool and incredibly stylized that it just works so well. I do think this is the now official, we're just abandoning all horror aspect when it comes to Predator and Yautja. We're just going strict sci-fi action, and it works so well. These characters are so interesting, and every one of these segments are very well animated. Oh yeah, this is an animated film, by the way. And just seeing just how the predators look different and how these characters interact with each other or with the people, their ones, so good. The second one with the Japanese samurai, or whatever he is, that one is especially interesting given the entire segment has almost no dialogue. It's so good. It's so well choreographed. Oh my god, it's such a good movie. Definitely check that out if you're even a slight fan of Predator or even just sci-fi action in general. It's incredibly solid. Give it a watch. Okay, then we have Hard Eyes, which I watched back in February, and honestly, I thought it was fine. I thought it was fun. It's a slasher, kind of like Scream. It really wants to be Scream, but focus more on the comedy aspect, and also to tie it into Valentine's Day, because yeah, that's what that was about. It's a killer that goes after couples on Valentine's Day for reasons they explain in the movie. And I really liked it. I thought it had a lot of heart. I thought the practical effects were very, very good. Surprisingly, some of them got a little bit too crazy, and a lot of the dialogue was a bit stilted. But overall, I think it's just a good time if you like shut your brain off and just kind of roll with it. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so give that a watch if you can. Oh God, The Long Walk. This has been a year for Stephen King. So much Stephen King this year. Is this the first one that I'm actually reviewing in here? Okay, yeah. I did like The Long Walk, even if it did trigger my PTSD, which is not something I can really talk about lightly. Gun violence sucks. I don't know what to say, but I really like this. I can see why some people wouldn't. It's about bunch of group of boys who partake in this contest in an alternate US where they just have to keep walking. If they slow down or they stop for whatever reason, they get 3 strikes and then they're shot. So it's interesting. Last person standing wins. And there's an interesting dichotomy here between the two characters. I really think it's incredibly well acted. It was also very funny to see the one Native American boy go from this to Welcome to Derry, which was very funny. But I think The Long Walk's very good. I'm actually going to put it up over Wake Up Dead Man. Give it a watch if you can stomach that kind of thing. Otherwise, it is a technical walking simulator. So, I don't know, be warned about that. But I think it's very, very solid. Ooh, Captain America Brave New World, or Cap 4, I guess. Oh my God, this was rough. This was really not great. I mean, for the one thing, it spoiled the Red Hulk in literally everything. This is one of the promotional posters, and it treats the Red Hulk like a surprise. We all know who it's going to be, and they spend the entire movie trying to prep him up to being a surprise. So I felt so bad, especially for Anthony Mackie here and just the show writers and everything, because it didn't work. They wanted it to be a surprise so badly, and it was spoiled in everything. So it really wasn't. And sadly, it's just kind of wooden. It's fine, but it doesn't have any of the stakes that later Marvel films have. And it's very clearly one of the weakest Marvel films, which sucks because I really like Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I think we need to explore a lot more of that character, but it's just not working here. This wasn't good. I can't recommend it at all. That's a trash fire. I'm actually going to put it over Getaway because I think it's fine. It's serviceable if you put it on in the background, but otherwise there's no point. Just read the cliff notes and you'll understand what people are talking about in other movies. So, moving on. We have the I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel, which brought 2 characters back with Jennifer Love Hewitt and the other one, the dude, and oh my God. Yeah, it's not good. I will put it over Lilo and Stitch. But it's not well written. The acting is so stilted too. The only good scene is the Michelle Gellar nightmare sequence. Everything else in it is so dry and so dumb. It's just not worth your time. So I don't know. It's I Know What You Did Last Summer. People did a thing, and then a year later they start to get stalked by a killer in a fisherman's slicker, because they don't say jacket, they always say slicker. I don't know. It's not good. Don't bother. They're saying that it's gonna get a sequel, and I really don't know. But they are bringing Brandy back, so and then we have K-Pop Demon Hunters, which I didn't review because I watched it way after when it first debuted. But yeah, no, that I think that goes without saying. Everyone knows this movie. It's the demon hunters that are K-pop stars, and it's incredibly solid. The animation's fantastic. It's by the same people who did Spider-Verse films, so yeah, that makes sense. The songs are incredibly good. Apparently it was supposed to be a 3-hour-long movie, and they cut it down to an hour and a half. It's getting, I think they said it was going to get like 2 sequels. I know there are rumors of a live-action remake already. If you haven't seen that movie, what are you doing? It's incredibly good. Give it a watch. Yeah. I'm actually going to put 28 Years Later back here because, yeah, and Smiling Friends. But K-pop is definitely up there. I'm actually going to put that over Predator. Yeah, that's probably my top film so far. Yeah, it's such a terrible title, but it's a great movie. So give it a watch. It's on Netflix. Oh, God, great movies. How am I going to go from K-pop immediately to Sinners? Like, are you kidding me? Sinners is the movie of the year. There's no beating it. It's that solid. It's so good. There's so much with it. The music, the acting, the cinematography. It is so good, so solid. This is the movie of the year. It should have won all the awards. I don't actually know how many awards it won. I'm sure it won quite a few. But yeah, this is movie of the year. It is technically horror, kind of, because of the vampires, but I don't think so. I think it's more action. But hey, if you haven't seen it, see it. It's so good. It's a period piece about these black twins who come from gangsters. They come back to their hometown with a bunch of money and try to open a juke joint just for people to have fun. But then a bunch of vampires show up and things happen. And it's so solid. I know it. People are saying it's like a knockoff of From Dusk Till Dawn, but this is better. This is just so good. Just watch it. I can't really say much more. Give it a watch. Whew. And then we have Together. I liked Together. I liked it a lot. I do think a lot of the scenes were spoiled in the trailers because it never really got as graphic as I was hoping for. I know some people were saying like, ooh, we need to see like, there's full nudity. There's not. You get to see like an ass at one point, a booty, but nothing else. A lot of people get a little squeamish about it because it's this couple having issues that suddenly find themselves merging together and they got to figure out how to stop it or what to do with it. And I like it. I think it's a very interesting metaphor for codependency and toxic relationships. And there's a lot of ways to break that down, especially in adult lives. But to do it in a body horror way is very interesting. I just think it had a few issues. I feel like maybe if it was longer, if it had a bit more squeamish scenes, some more graphic scenes, that would have been interesting. It's incredibly well acted, so I'm actually going to put it up here. Yeah, I'll put it in the grate, but at the back of the grate. I think Together is really, really good. I feel like it kind of slipped under a lot of people's radar, and some people forgot about it since, but I think it's unique, and I think it's a lot of fun, so give it a watch if you can. Okay, another one I did not review, but I did see in theaters was Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc. And it's Chainsaw Man. He meets a girl named Reze, and I don't know Chainsaw Man. I've never watched the anime, but a group of my friends wanted to see it, so I tagged along, and I was very uncomfortable. The animation is really good. The music is probably one of the best soundtracks out this year to film. I just had no context for anything, and I was incredibly uncomfortable with how this one woman kept lusting after this 16-year-old. They did everything to remind you that, what's his name? Denji, I think. They do everything to remind you he's 16. He's like, oh, I'm 16. I'm 16. But he can't stop thinking about boobs and wanting a girlfriend and going on dates. And I'm like, why are we so focused on his age? This is really uncomfortable. There's a whole bathing scene where they get naked, and I'm sitting here just incredibly uncomfortable in my seat going like, what the fuck is this? I thought this was supposed to be an action movie. Why am I watching essentially a child predator, I guess? I don't understand. It had a lot of good. The sequences were really, really good. I just don't think it was for me, so I'm actually going to put that down at okay. I do think it was very well animated. Soundtrack is great. I personally just need context. Chainsaw Man is very, very strange. All right, next one. We have Last of Us Season 2. Now, I didn't review the first season, but I thought it was incredibly solid. I love these games. I liked Last of Us 2. I know some people didn't for obvious reasons, but I liked it. I'm excited for Last of Us 3. As for the show, though, I'm gonna say it's just okay. I'll put it ahead of Chainsaw Man. Last of Us Season 2 had an issue where it just moved way too quickly. The plot needed to slow down. We needed to explore some of these characters a bit more. It was just moving through so fast to get to where we needed to. And I am excited for Season 3. I'm excited to get to know Abby a bit more, the show's version of Abby. And explore her and see the aquarium. The aquarium is my favorite location in those games, so I'm very, very excited to see it on screen. But I feel like it really needed to slow down. We're seeing a lot. We're getting into trauma and Ellie struggling with grief and all this other trauma that is coming at the behest of revenge and violence. And there are some ideas that really, really work, like Joel constantly lying and how Ellie can't take that kind of tie into how she reacts in the future, but it's not getting across well enough because there's just not enough time to digest it, if that makes sense. It's still very good, incredibly well acted and well shot. It just needs to slow down just a little bit. So, I don't know. If you're into that, give it a watch. It's still pretty solid, regardless. Ooh, next up we have Last Straw, which I didn't review, but I made a short for, which is about a waitress who is working alone at night and seems to be attacked by a group of masked men. And it's actually really interesting. This one has a surprise twist that takes place about 2/3 of the way through that supposedly flips the story on its head and changes everything up from perspective. And I really liked it. I like it a lot. I think it's incredibly well acted. I don't remember too much about it immediately, but it is very, very solid. I'm actually going to put that... I'll put that above Hard Eyes. I think it's okay. I don't think there's much that can be done to improve it, really. But I think it's a good time with a good metaphor. Should I put it up at great? Nah, I think it's fine where it is. I heard someone review it saying it's like if Shakespeare was a slasher, which I don't fully agree with, but it does work. There's a lot of beats here that work really, really well. So give it a watch if you haven't. I think you'll be very surprised. It is on Shudder. Okay, next up we have Grave Torture, which, let's see, I really do like. I think it has some issues. It is Indonesian, and it's about this woman and her brother who, after a terrorist attack when they were kids, they grow up, they decide to try and see if the concept of grave torture, which is essentially if you were a bad soul or something, not just your soul, but your body would be tortured in the actual grave. And so they want to see if that's actually true. It's a very interesting story. I do like it a lot. It does have some heavy themes involving sexual abuse, terrorist attacks, grief, things like that. And the ending is a little muddied. And there is a strange use of CGI in some spaces, especially when they have to deal with snakes. All the snakes are CG for some ungodly reason. But I think it's a good time regardless. I think it's a pretty good film. And it's really good in describing this concept that I had never heard of before, but I guess is kind of an Indonesian culture, the grave torture concept. I really like it. I think it's a good film, and I think people should check it out. I just know it's going to be a little difficult because of the culture shock. So I'm actually going to put that in... I'll put that there. I think that's a good spot for it, right in the okay level. A lot of okays. Okay. Moving on, we got common side effects, which, oh boy. Ooh, this show is amazing. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, see it. I was told to watch it because I thought it was a comedy, and turns out that it's actually an incredibly well done drama and kind of a thriller. It's about this man who discovers a mushroom that can cure pretty much anything, even death. Kind of. And it's just a race for pharmaceutical companies to try to get it, to find him and snuff him out, because then they won't make money if there's a cure-all. And it's so well done and so thrilling and so interesting. So yeah, no, common side effects, it's probably the best show of the year. Definitely give that a watch. I know it's on Adult Swim, so probably Hulu, I think. It's so good. Give it a watch. Okay, next we have Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which I don't think I reviewed, but I did make a short for. I don't really have much to say about it. It's cute. That's pretty much it. It's about a shell with shoes that lives in a house. I know it's a mockumentary, but I think it's just okay. Like, it's well shot. Jenny Slate does a great job as Marcel, but the story is kind of meh. The resolution is obvious. I just don't think it works very well. So I'm gonna say it's fine. It's okay. I'm gonna put it down there. I don't see why people are saying it's one of the best animated films of all time. It's not. Ooh, Ash. I saw this on Shudder. This is about a woman who wakes up on a space base on another planet where pretty much the entire crew is dead. She has no memory as to why, and she has to figure out what's going on. It needs work. It's not great. I'll put it actually above Freyawaka. The effects are fantastic. The practical effects anyway. There's a lot of interesting bits here, but so much of it is kind of overshadowed by the soundtrack and the bisexual lighting of it all. It's a lot of purples and stuff, and it kind of works for what it's trying to be, which is cosmic horror, but I really don't think it fits as well as it should. So I'm gonna say it just needs work. I don't really remember too much about it. I did enjoy it, so I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it definitely has a lot to be desired. So I'll leave it where it is. God, I've been at this for almost an hour. God damn it. Okay. All right, next up we have Memoir of a Snail, which was another contender for animated movie of the year last year, but I watched it, and this year, so I'm reviewing it this year. Anyway, Memoir of a Snail is by the same people who did Molly and Max, which is a fantastic film if you haven't seen it. It's Australian, stop motion. This one follows a misanthropic girl who is separated from her brother as a child, and how they grow up kind of writing to each other about their livelihood and trying to survive all the horrors of life. It's sad, but it's kind of just okay. I honestly thought it'd be a little better. It was getting a lot of great reviews, and I do think it's good. I think it's very solid. I just don't think it's anywhere near as good as, say, Molly and Max. So I'll definitely put that, I'll probably put that here. I think it's fine. It's a good film, and it has a good moral, especially for adults. And I think it's a good time overall. I don't think you could do wrong with it. But actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I think it's fine. Now we have Wicked for Good, or Wicked Part 2, which I also just reviewed. and I really liked it. Even though it did have a few issues, I thought it was great. It's well acted, well choreographed. It needed a lot more dancing scenes, but I think that's a fault of the musical, not the movie. The movie is very well shot. So I'm excited to see where they go. I'm pretty sure we're getting sequels. So I'm not going to say too much more about that. I'm sure you've already all seen it. So I'll leave it at the end of the great for now. I think it's pretty good. Next up, we have The Rule of Jenny Penn, which I saw on Shudder. And this is a very, very strange movie. It is a character study, but it's about two men in a retirement home where one kind of goes crazy with power using this baby doll puppet that he names Jenny Penn to torture the residents. It's very, very strange what he does. And I do like the movie. I think more people should watch it, but there are just some scenes that don't fit well or feel like characters are going too far. Like there's a whole sexual assault scene in the middle of the day in front of other people, and I feel like that's just going a bit too far. Like, are you telling me a nurse wouldn't show up immediately? Really? I've been to nursing homes, and like a lot of stuff can be gotten away with in retirement homes, but this one doesn't seem like that's the case. I don't know. There's a lot of, you have to shut your brain off for it, and it's a very strange movie. So I'm going to actually put it back here. I think it's solid. I think people can enjoy it. I just don't think it really worked at some points. It's still very, very well acted, so give that a watch. Next we have It, Welcome to Derry, which I did just finish, and I did actually really, really like. So I'm actually going to put that in great. I'll put it above Weapons. The only qualm I have with it is just way too much CGI. And it's a TV show, so it's not even good CGI, but it is such a solid show. I'm excited for the sequel, and it felt really, really good to see Pennywise be much more Pennywise than we did in the movies. The movies definitely feel more like comedies now. This one's straight up horror, with Pennywise going full transformation. He does everything, and it's so gross and wild. I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. Some instances don't work, like the whole side plot with the military trying to, I don't know, develop Pennywise to use as a weapon against the Russians, which did not work for me. I don't know why that was ever a thought, but okay. And I do think it relied just a little bit too much on other Stephen King properties. Like Dick Halloran is in this, the guy from The Shining. So it's like, okay, well, we know this character is not going to die. I like how they're tying things into other Stephen King properties. Like they mentioned Shawshank a lot, but I feel like there is a better way to do it without including actual characters. So I'm just like, okay, he's not going to die. This character's not going to die. This character's related to characters from the movies, so they're probably not going to die. And I don't know, it just got a lot of the tension gone for me. But I still think it's a very, very solid show. So definitely give it a watch. Next up, we have Shelby Oaks. Oh, Chris Stuckman actually DM'd me on Twitter asking about something. I haven't heard back yet, but hey, that's actually really cool. Yes, this is the Chris Stuckman horror movie. And right away, it needs work. It's a decent idea, but it loses the plot halfway through, and it really needed a lot more rewrites. It's not good in that regard. The acting is still solid. The cinematography is good, but the story just runs out the window. As it's about a woman who's looking for her lost sister and gets a clue that she's probably in this town called Shelby Oaks. And yeah, once the sister actually goes to Shelby Oaks, the plot is gone. It took a backseat. It's another town over. We're watching a completely different movie, and it does not work. So just need a little bit more focus. Moving on, we have Superman. Honestly, I'll put Superman at the top of the okay. I liked Superman. I thought it was a solid movie. Great acting all around. My biggest qualm with it is Superman himself. He's just boring. Superman has to deal with Lex Luthor again and figure out a mystery going on. I can't really explain much more than that, but it's fine. His interaction with Lois is cool. Jimmy is barely used, which is weird. He's getting a TV show, but whatever. Mr. Terrific is the best character. I think it was good. I think it was very, very solid. It was interesting to watch that. And Peacemaker. Oh, shoot. Peacemaker. Oh my God. I didn't include Peacemaker. Oh man. Okay. Peacemaker season 2. I'm going to put that at great. Just so you know, Peacemaker season 2 is over here somewhere. Yeah, I'll include that later. But anyway, I thought it was good. Superman is just boring. I am looking forward to Supergirl. She actually has a personality. Superman doesn't. He's just a boring Boy Scout. Come on. Make him a little bit interesting, please. This movie doesn't do it. So, here's to Supergirl. Hope that works. Next, we have Robot Dreams. Oh, God. I know it came out in a while ago, a long time ago, but I watched it this year. And yeah, I'm going to put that right behind Sinners. God damn it. I am teased constantly about this stupid movie because it made me cry so hard on an airplane, because I watched it on an airplane going to Boston, and oh, it hurt my heart. It's about a dog who builds a robot for a friend, and then things happen and they get separated, and it's a metaphor for adult relationships, friendships and relationships, and the ending had me crying so badly, and I'm still getting made fun of it for it. But I love that movie. I love this movie. I love this movie. This is an incredibly solid movie. I think everyone should watch it. It's that good. Incredibly well done. No dialogue outside of the music. And yeah, it's just an incredibly solid movie. Give it a watch. Next up for animated, we have Hazbin Hotel Season 2. Yeah, I thought it was great. I really liked it. I know, like, the meme here is to hate on it for the designs looking so similar, for the jokes being, oh, let's just add a fuck into everything. And yeah, that is a valid criticism. A lot of these characters kind of look the same, just silhouette wise, and by their attire, I guess. And yeah, every other line is fuck, but the music's really good. I know some of the story doesn't make much sense either, but the music's good. The characters are pretty solid. I mean, Vox is fantastic. I love everything about him. Egotistical and maniacal, and it's great. Love it. Same with Husk is great. I thought it was an incredibly solid season. I'm excited for season 3. My only issue is I think it wrapped up a little too nicely. So maybe that could be adjusted, but I like where it's going. I want to see more. Hopefully we get Lilith next season. I believe we are, so we shall see. I liked it. So yeah, I'll say that. Next we have One of Them Days. I didn't actually review this either, but I saw it back in January, I believe. It's about 2 women down on their luck, just having a bad day. They need to get money. They need to figure out a way to get to a job interview. They're both constantly getting into each other's way. And it's just a lot of fun. This is like a modern Friday. It's incredibly well acted. You got Kiki Palmer and SZA. I believe it's SZA. And they have so much chemistry. I'm actually putting it in must watch. It is a great film. It is a lot of fun, very low stakes, but it's a good comedy. If you're into Friday or any of those films with very low stakes, but it's just funny people being funny, then yeah, give one of them days a shot. It is incredibly well done. Moving on, we got Wolfkin, which, oh boy, I'll put that down here. It needs work. This was another French movie, but it was about this mother who the father's not in the picture, and her son starts to be going through some sort of aggressive puberty. So she takes him to his grandparents on the father's side and discovers that they have a whole wolf thing going on. It gets very weird, and it's just okay. Like, I understand the metaphor here is puberty and letting children discover themselves, not be who you or who their grandparents want them to be, but that they can discover who they want to be on their own. And you as a parent just kind of have to accept it. There is some good body horror every now and then in this. Not a lot, but there is. I just don't think it was done very well. The pacing is all over the place. There's weird, overt sexual aggression and just normal aggression, and I don't think it works. I don't think it works really at all. There's a couple of twists as well, and I feel like it just needed to be rewritten a little bit. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's definitely serviceable, and it gets the metaphor across, but it just needed a bit more. So, moving on. Oh no. Jurassic World Rebirth. This is my biggest disappointment of 2025, movie-wise. Yeah, no, that's very much the worst film I've seen all year. Oh my god, it's terrible. The story makes no sense. The acting is all over the place. The jokes are horrible. The dinosaurs aren't even interesting. They're barely in the movie. There's an added plot that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and not even Scarlett Johansson or Jonathan Bailey can save it. Or it doesn't work. It's not a good movie. It is a complete and total mess. Totally predictable. You know who's going to die and when, and none of the dinosaurs are cool. One of them changes size. It's ridiculous. All over the place. I hate it. I'm so mad. I know we're getting more, but I'm so mad. I wanted so much more to that movie, and it failed me. It failed me so miserably, and I'm very upset about it. But okay. Moving on. We got Final Destination Bloodlines, and yeah, I thought it was great. Well, yeah, I thought it was great. There's a lot of fun to it. I haven't seen a Final Destination movie in quite some time, and I know some people didn't like it, but I was laughing pretty hard in the movie once you started realizing that, okay, this is more of a comedy than anything else, which, come on, that's what pretty much all the Final Destination movies are, except for maybe the first one. They're not scary. It's just watching people die in very interesting Rube Goldberg ways. When it dropped a piano on a kid, I was laughing my ass off. I thought it was so funny. And there's a lot of good fake outs in this too. I'm not going to say it's the best Final Destination movie. I don't think it really holds up to much rewatches. But it's very solid, and a lot of the practical effects are done very well. There are too much CG, but it's still a very solid film. So if you like Final Destination and bloody deaths, then yeah, give that a watch. Although I think there's a better movie I'll put up here later. So let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Ha, I just reviewed this as well, so you already know where it's going. Yeah. Oh my god, this movie is bad. It doesn't even want to exist. They just want to get to the third one so badly. I'm not going to spend too long on this. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is just taking place right after Five Nights at Freddy's 1. You have Mike and his sister Abby and Vanessa trying to deal with another Pizzaplex, more animatronics. So yeah, the animatronics are great. They're cool. They're very interesting to see. But the story sucks. Everything about it is not good. I'm not even gonna front. It's just not a good movie. So yeah, moving on. Ooh, we had the Vordelak, which is another French film and includes a wooden puppet as the antagonist, this vampire. Very interesting decision there. I think that kind of makes the movie alone. It's just this wooden puppet of a vampire that doesn't even try to look human. And we're supposed to be intimidated by it and how it affects this family that it's kind of taken over. The story is this nobleman who gets lost has to get directions from this family whose patriarch suddenly comes home and is now a vampire-like thing called the Vordelak that is going to try and convert the family into vampires. It's very weird to talk about. I do like it. I'm going to put it in okay. I think the Vordelak is a very interesting film. You just have to get by the artistic direction. But I really like it. I think it's a very solid period piece. Okay, home stretch. We got a few left. Next up, we got Bring Her Back, which I know a lot of people really, really like. I kind of like as well, but I'm going to put it ahead of Shelby Oak, saying it needs work. I thought it was very well acted. The effects are gross. The story is very interesting. And the issue I have is just that most of the story that you need to actually understand what's going on isn't really given here. It's given in an ARG that I didn't even know existed until months later. So why would I know that? It was only like a month or two after. Now I'm starting to realize the backstory with the mother, and what her plans were the entire time, where the videos came from for possession. It's about these two brother and sister. They lose both their parents and get adopted by this one woman who seems to have an ulterior motive. And yeah, it's by the people who did Talk to Me. Again, incredibly well acted, but the story is just severely lacking. I feel like we needed to explore that a bit more. As it stands, I think it needs work. I know a lot of people really, really like it, but personally, it needs more. Next up, we have Thunderbolts, or, well, I guess I can spoil it now since it's labeled everywhere as the New Avengers. I really, really like this. I think this was the best Marvel movie of the year. And I love all of these characters, especially Elena. Florence Pugh is amazing. It just works so, so well. I like the villain. I like the idea surrounding it, and it genuinely makes me excited to see them in Doomsday. So yeah, no, I'm definitely going to put that up here. I think, I'll put it right next to Weapons. I think it's a great movie, and I think more people should watch it if they can understand what the filmmakers were trying to do. Incredibly solid. Give it a watch. Next up with Disney, we got Zootopia 2, which I also just reviewed. So yeah, you already know where this is going. This is going, I'll put it behind K-pop. Yeah, no, Zootopia 2 solid. Incredibly. It's just as good, if not better, than the first film. I love that we have reptiles now. I want to see some alligators. Show me some alligators. We get snakes and turtles and lizards. I want alligators. But anyway, no, it's incredibly solid, very well acted. The story is a fun mystery, and it's just a good time overall. I don't really know what else to say. Nick and Judy are investigating a mystery surrounding a snake that seems to have appeared. There's a lot of intrigue. There's a mystery. One of the furries of the year, but it's not. It's Sonar. But hey, anyway, hell yeah, Zootopia 2. Next up, we have Flowing, which I also reviewed way earlier this year. I know it's actually called Plove. This is an Italian film that is about a family that seems to be getting affected when the mother dies. This strange steam or fluid is seeping up from the sewers, causing people to go very violent for a little bit. And it's about this teenage boy who's very clearly having angst and some guilt involving a car accident, and his mother struggling to deal with his father and his handicapped sister. And it's such a good representation for not only grief, but guilt. And I think it's incredibly solid. Just judging from what I remember, I'm going to put that at the end of the grade. I thought it was incredibly well acted, very well shot. There's a lot of dream sequences and metaphors, and it's so good to just explain how far is too far, and just going into guilt and families, how they need to come together, but how they can also blame each other for things. And it works so well. Definitely give it a watch. I know a lot of people haven't seen it. It's a really, really good film. It's on Shudder, I believe. Next up, we have The Monkey, and I'm actually going to put that above Final Destination. I like The Monkey more. I think the deaths in it are way more entertaining, and I thought this movie was hilarious. I know a lot of people didn't like it for whatever reason, but frankly, fuck it. It was a lot of fun. It's about a monkey that when it plays, people die in very crazy ways. Everyone in the universe of the monkey is super, super squishy. So anything is going to make limbs pop off, people explode, or just turn into a blood mist. It is so good. You just gotta turn your brain off and dive into the craziness, because it is just a ton of fun. If you can really get into it, it definitely embraces being a full comedy. Moving on, we have Him, which, Him. I have a hard time with Him. I'm actually going to put that above Shelby Oaks here and Needs Work. Him is not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's not even okay. The issue with Him, which is about a aspiring football player, gets a brain injury and is asked to go train at his hero's compound and discovers strange things, but the issue with Him has is it tries to juggle way too much. There's an overarching metaphor about sports and religion that is interesting to talk about, but it doesn't quite work. The film needed to focus a bit more on other messaging, like putting athletes as idols, athletes' health over everything else, money, how white people kind of control black people in the game of football, like the white owners and everything. And it also features a remarkably great performance from Marlon Wayans, like a career-defining performance. He does such a good job as this quarterback that is kind of crazy. It's just so good. But the movie loses the plot. It gets much too wrapped up in itself and the messaging it's trying to convey that it just gets really confused, and by the ending it all just kind of falls apart, which is a real shame. There's a lot of good in that movie, and it's just hidden by these terrible decisions. So maybe we'll get a better one soon. I don't know. let's see. Next up we have Bad Guys 2. I really liked it, kind of. What am I doing? What am I saying? Oh my god, I've been at this for over an hour. I'm tired. Bad Guys 2 I'm gonna put as just okay. I'm actually gonna put it... I'll put it above Grave Torture. Bad Guys 2 is solid. It's well acted, well animated. I think the story is just kind of okay. It does jump the shark. Almost literally. I mean, they go to space. Bad guys go to space. You get a new group called the Bad Girls that seem to be trying to tarnish the bad guy's reputation. Things go to hell. It's fun. It's a good time overall. All these characters are just fun to be around, but the story is just a bit much. I feel like it needed to pull back a little bit more and explore this world, and it just wasn't interested, but it's a solid time overall, so give it a watch. Ooh, next up we have Mads, which I didn't review. I think I did a short about it. Mads is an interesting zombie movie, and the whole thing is that it was shot concurrently. So it's just one long, unbroken shot. The entire movie follows a boy who finds this girl who seems to have escaped from some kind of facility and seems to be infected with something, and it follows from him to another, and just how this weird mad virus spreads. I like it. The one shot take is incredibly interesting, but it is kind of obvious at some points when you realize that, okay, we're just following one character to another character with a very long stretch of them traveling to another place. That happens like 3 or 4 times. It's a little distracting, and I don't like the ending. It just kind of feels like it ends. It doesn't feel like there's any real finality. And I don't really know what the story is trying to say. It's just kind of a standard zombie film. It's shot in an interesting way, yeah, but there's just not much else to it. I think it's solid. I think it's very well done. It just needs more. So I'm going to put that in needs work. I think maybe it just needed to work on the plot a bit more, get a different ending there. Otherwise, I think it works just fine. Okay, next we have Black Phone 2, which, oh boy, was actually really, really solid. Black Phone 2 was fantastic. It was a very surprising film. I'll say it's just as good as the first one. Some bits of it aren't great. There's a bit where he's trying a little too much to be like Freddy Krueger. But it's essentially a continuation from Black Phone. Vinny and his sister are grown up. His sister starts having dreams, supposedly about a camp their mother went to, and they start to think that the grabber is back from the dead, or being a ghost or whatever. And it's an interesting take. I really think it was done very, very well. There's quite a few stylized bits where things change based on whether we're in the dream world or the real world. It has a great monologue with their mother, and it definitely hurts a little emotionally. If you can vibe with that, I think it works really, really well. So yeah, I'm gonna put that up here as a must watch. I think it's incredibly solid. Next up we have is Azrael, which I did not review. This is on Shudder as well. This one is about a woman in a cult, I believe, who all the members of the cult cut their vocal cords out so they can't speak. And they sacrifice people to these weird human zombie creatures in the woods. As for some reason, there's something about religion going on. Right away, I'm just going to say it's at the top of the bad list. I'm not going to say it's terrible or anything, but I was bored watching this movie, and I get that they have their vocal cords cut out, so they don't really talk. The world isn't really explained at all. There's some violence going on. I mean, she has a machete, and a lot of the story is up to interpretation, which I don't understand. I feel like there's very much a story here that could have been explained if we had some dialogue. Maybe one person kept their vocal cords or something. They interact with a normal dude who's outside of the cult and doesn't have anything, but he only has one scene and doesn't say anything and is just confused by what's going on. So whatever, why does this exist? I don't know. I don't really think it holds much merit. It is well acted and choreographed, but the story and world are just so underdeveloped that I can't do anything with it. So, Next we have Dark Match, which I did review and is a Chris Jericho wrestling movie about a wrestling company that is asked to do dark matches for a strange person in his group, and then they find out that there's like some Satanist stuff going on as well, and yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I'll put it below. I know what you did. It's interesting. It does have some good acting and some good practical effects here, but I don't know what Chris Jericho is doing in this. His acting's not good. His voice is a mess. And as a wrestling film, there just wasn't enough actual wrestling. There was some, but there wasn't anything that you'd expect out of wrestling. No one went through any tables. Instead, they're like, oh, let's set this person on fire. Let's have this person swinging a mace around in the ring. I'm like, okay, that's not wrestling. No wrestler is going to get a mace. Like, what, are you kidding me? It's not good. There's a lot in there that maybe could work if it was written better, but overall, no, it's just bad. Don't even bother. Okay, next up we have Flow, which was the best animated film from 2024, but I saw it this year and I really liked it. I thought it was great. I'm actually going to put it above. Good boy. I thought Flow was a lot of fun. I like the dialogue less, the no dialogue way. The animation is very, very solid. The story is very abstract though, and if you don't follow it or are able to piece together context clues, then it probably will lose you. But it's a good film overall about a cat trying to survive in a world that is suddenly flooded. So a lot of metaphors, a lot of symbolism. I think it's a good time. And then we have Predator Badlands. Yay, I reviewed that just recently too. And I thought it was very solid. I think it was a lot of fun. It's about a runt predator that's trying to get his kill to avenge his brother and find his place among his clan and his parents. And he finds this robot along the way. And it's just fun. Again, we're just here into sci-fi action. There is nothing scary in this movie whatsoever, but it's a ton of fun. So I'm gonna put that. I'll put that right above Weapons. Actually, I'll put it right behind Thunderbolts. I like the action. I like the design for the predator and the creatures. I feel like there could have been a bit more, but overall, I think it's very, very solid. I think a lot of people would like this if they gave it a chance. So if you haven't seen it in theaters, give it a watch. It's really, really good and sets up for a very good future. I'm excited for the Alien vs. Predator reboot. And lastly, we have Wolfwalkers. I know it came out several years ago, but I just saw it this year. And yeah, no, this is, I'll put it above Zootopia, actually. Wolfwalkers is incredibly solid. It's an Irish film from Cartoon Saloon. They're a fantastic animation company. If you haven't seen any of their movies, this one is incredibly solid. It's about a girl in Victorian era Ireland, I believe, who discovers a wolfwalker, or a girl who can turn into a wolf when she sleeps. There's a lot of intrigue going on. just really, really good animation designs and an incredibly good story. It's very, very solid. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? You need to. Just watch this entire, like, top thing here. That's actually everything. So, yes, this is my final review. Just know that Peacemaker Season 2 is in the great section somewhere. I totally forgot to add it. But otherwise, yes, 62 shows and movies that I watched in 2025. What did you guys think? Is there anything I should have added? I can't remember. I'm sure there's maybe something I forgot. I need to actually keep a list. Because, yeah, I didn't review all of these, but I reviewed pretty much most of these, and the shows are new. Do you guys want me to talk about the shows? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything I missed that I would love. I didn't see Keeper, for one. There's a few movies I didn't see, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. After that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video. And yeah, thanks for sticking around for 2025. Here's to 2026. Oh, I hope it's a better year. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate you all. Have a great day, and if you're not, hey, have a better one. See you guys.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost song, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo.